Everybody, this is Jackie from ESLspeaking.org. Today I'm going to talk about my top 5 ESL warm-ups that I like to use at the beginning of class. So I have a few different ideas. My first one is just a minute. This is a speaking warm-up for higher level students, and I like to write a bunch of different topics on the board. Maybe hobbies, sports, family, movies, TV, etc. Really anything that you want. It could be current events, things in the news, etc. I put students into groups of 4, and they each have to number themselves 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I get one of the students to take a piece of paper and scrunch it up into a ball and then throw it at the board. And whatever word the scrunched up ball comes closest to, all the number ones have to talk about that topic for 1 minute without stopping. So that's the challenge. And then the other 3 people in the group have to listen and then ask 1 or 2 follow-up questions to the person who was talking. So this gives the students a reason to listen, of course, which is key in English conversation classes. And then just repeat the process for number 2, 3, and 4. And that's it. And you have a simple warm-up activity that requires absolutely nothing in the way of preparation. The next one, if you are teaching a writing class, warm-ups can be a little bit trickier for this. But one thing that I like to do when teaching writing or academic writing is to have some free writing time. It's often the case that students or that writing textbooks focus on writing accuracy and structure, like things like essay structure, sentence structure, but students actually don't get a lot of practice with writing fluency. So I have students buy a notebook, and then I set aside the first 5 to 10 minutes of each writing class, and I give students a topic. Maybe like high school days or plans for the future, summer vacation. It could be family. There's a ton of writing prompts that you can find online, and then students have to write about it for 5 to 10 minutes. But the key is that they can't use their cell phone or a dictionary. They just have to write. And I always tell my students, if they're not sure what to write, they can actually write, "I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write." And then eventually something will come up and they will continue on. At the end of the allotted time, I get students to count up the number of words that they have. This is easy to do if you, in the first session, students figure out how many average words they have per line. Then it'll just take 10 seconds in the future, every session after that, and I get them to track in a notebook with a line graph if their speed of writing is increasing. All right, the next one, conversation starters. So if you're doing a class on whatever, any topic, and you want students to have a little warm up, if you say something like, "Hey, so talk about your family with your partner for 5 minutes," or talk about your vacation plan or your city for 5 minutes, depending on who you're teaching and where you're teaching, there might be silence. Students is sometimes just not enough structure, and maybe students are a little bit shy and they don't really know what to actually talk about with their partner. So to alleviate this, I give students some conversation starters related to the topic. I also encourage a free-flowing conversation with follow-up questions, but I like to give students something just to hold in their hands in case they're stuck so that the conversation doesn't die. All right, the next one for ESL warm-ups. If I'm teaching very young learners, like kindergarten, preschool, maybe grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, I'll use a routine to start off my class. So I'll say something like, "What day of the week is it? And how's the weather today? And what time is it? And hey, what color is his shirt?" Just some very, very simple questions to review key concepts and vocabulary that we've done in class. It's a little bit comforting, I think, for kids too, that they know exactly how class is going to start and what's going to happen. And it's going to be very similar questions each day. And yeah, they just have fun with it. And it's a way for us to connect as a class in English at the beginning. All right, the next one. This is one you can do over the course of a semester. Show and tell. So show and tell is not just for kids, it can be for adults too. So I will choose, so I'll get maybe 1 or 2 students each class to bring something from home. So it could be an object, it could be a picture of something, whatever they want, it doesn't matter. And they can maybe put the picture up on the PowerPoint, and they can do maybe a very short presentation, so 1 to 2 minutes, just explaining to their classmates about what this thing or this pet or this person or whoever is, this important thing in their life. So once they do that, then the class, I open it up for some follow-up questions, and I will usually have a follow-up question or two. And yeah, it's just a really nice activity. It can be graded or not graded, it's up to you. I generally prefer not graded, or I just give a pass or fail. So students either do it and get 5 points, or they don't do it and get 0 points. So yeah, something like that. It's just a nice way to begin class, and it's a nice way for students to get to know each other and also get a little bit of practice with presentations. All right, so those are my warm-up activities. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, leave a review, leave a comment, tell your friends, and give it a share. That would be great. All right, thanks so much. Until next time, everyone. See you later. Bye.